Hi, everyone, and welcome back to our new show we're doing. It's called Backtrail, right?
Correct.
Backtrail, yeah. It's a. If you haven't watched the first one, it's about a show where we watch trailers and we talk about it and share our opinions, break it down a little bit. So today, you have me, Dom, and to my left is...
Ed.
Ed.
Jason.
Pete. And then Eric here.
And Corey's in the background again. All right, everyone. So the first trailer we're going to watch is Sorry to Bother You. It's a little indie film that took the Sundance Festival by storm this year. It got bought out by a distribution company. It comes out this summer.
Nice.
So let me gear it up and let's watch.
I know nothing about this. And I'm so
Neither
excited.
do I. I heard about it, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, no, I have seen something about this. Okay.
I'm just out here.
all about it.
Got a room, motherfucker.
Oh my God, he had those like ball things
How
hanging.
much longer I gotta wait for my money?
God made this land for all of us. Greedy people like you want to hog it to yourself and
Oh,
to
Terry
family.
Crews.
Me and
That's
my
fucking
family?
great that he's in this.
I like his
Cash is
fro.
your f***ing uncle. I just really need a job. This is telemarketing. Stick to the script.
Oh.
Hey, hello. Mr. Davidson. Cassius Green here. Sorry to bother. Let me give you a tip. You want to make some money here? You should.
Hey, it's Danny Glover?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this young blood.
Hey, Mr. Kramer.
What? Jesus.
From Real View.
What the fuck?
He's using his white voice.
Wait, that dude looked like KFC from Barstool.
We're going upstairs. Power collar.
They even have their own.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fucking Glenn.
yeah. What?
I got promoted. I'm a power caller.
What did I sell?
They're not selling it, we selling.
No, there's no amount of money that make me do that.
Well, man, I'm gonna have to get me some new suits.
I like how it's all the same voice.
Cash, you are awesome.
Oh my god. Wait, Patton Oswalt's in
That
it?
is terrific.
Maybe he's the voice.
He might be one of the
That
voices.
is terrific.
So,
No.
from what I read about this movie, from what I read about this
that
movie,
sounds like
this
that.
is basically like Get Out, but it's not a horror movie; it's a comedy. It's showing that in order for a lot of black people to fit in, they got to put their white person face
It
on.
does make
I
sense.
get
so,
that.
but
yeah.
like the trailer says, give him your white voice, and look how successful he got giving his white voice.
That's
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, so it's kind of a social commentary on that, where be white to be successful.
It seems really
Yeah.
fucking funny.
Yeah, it's
It does.
The movie took Sundance by storm. As you can see, it's a very unique movie. Like when they drop the desk into
yeah.
the house when he's doing the
Yeah,
phone
so
call.
he's
that's,
like
that's
right-
cool.
yeah, yeah.
I saw
I-
that.
I was very,
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
I laughed my ass off the first time I saw this.
Uh-huh.
When he was the guy on the toilet.
Oh
The guy on the toilet.
He's on the phone
right
on
in
the
his face.
So
That was
it's
good.
it's a very good trailer. It's got a really like unique like visual style to it too. Like the earrings on Tessa Thompson.
Yeah.
Saying fuck
Yeah.
you and kill you and all
Yeah.
that stuff. It's a cool looking movie. It comes out in the summer and I'm very excited for it.
Ed liked his car.
Oh yeah, I like those
Little-
ball things hanging down.
Yeah.
I don't see those a lot anymore.
No.
I'm gonna be honest. At first, I was like, with it, but as the trailer went on, I was like, all right,
Yeah,
yeah,
when-
all
that's
right,
what I
maybe I'll
thought,
actually
too.
go see this.
The music in the trailer definitely helps.
Yes,
It gives it a lot of
absolutely.
energy.
Keeps it upbeat.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gives it a really nice energy where you're like, all right, this movie's gonna like fly by. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
This cast though.
Shit.
This
Yeah.
cast though.
I will
Yeah,
100%
the cast is
see
pretty
I
that.
didn't even really notice just all of the people there.
Yeah, for an indie movie, he's got a lot of people in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Fun fact: the director's name is Boots.
No.
His
Oh
name
yeah,
is
no,
Boots.
I
Yeah.
saw it at the end. Yeah, yeah.
Boots
I was like,
Riley
what
or
the fuck is
something.
that?
Yeah, Boots. Yeah, Boots Riley. So that was Sorry to Bother You, and as you can
Yes.
see, we're all excited for that.
Yeah,
I am sorry.
Get started. I'm down for that.
And
definitely see it.
we're gonna move on to our next trailer: Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald.
Oh,
Is this like going off of? This is
It's based
100
off of
years
a
before, not.
this is
Yeah,
prequels.
yeah.
before-
Oh, okay.
It's like
a
80
long
years
time.
before.
The Yeah. same story. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh.
There's a rumor that Newt Scamander is headed to Paris.
What the fuck?
I know he's working under your orders. What do you have to say for yourself, Dumbledore?
Hey, there it is.
Hey.
Classy motherfucker.
If you'd ever
Right.
had the pleasure to teach him, you'd know Newt is not a great follower of orders.
I already want to see it. Just because of that.
When you're gonna have to pick a side.
I like that actress. All right.
We're going somewhere.
What? It's so
Oh, yeah.
cute.
You should see the first one.
He
It's
was like
far.
Groot.
I can't
Against the
lose
dog.
against Reneville. It has to be you.
That was Johnny Depp.
No, I know. What the fuck was he?
Grindelwald.
He's grinning.
Ew.
He's Grindelwald is basically like Wizard Hitler.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
literally.
he's
Like he
basically Wizard
actually
Hitler.
was like killing off.
A lot of people. Yeah, he's Wizard Hitler.
Pretty much a lot of the shots are similar to the original Harry Potter trailer.
Yeah, there's some
pretty cool.
similar visuals.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I didn't like the first Fantastic Beasts movie. I was bored as fuck watching that movie. The story was just kind of all over the place, but there were certain elements I enjoyed in it. But I'm not excited about this trailer, but there are some cool things that they're showing where it's going to take a visual departure from this one. It looks,
yeah.
Like they're gonna, like explore more darker
I
elements.
feel like
of this
if they
world.
added, if they had another trailer come out, I think I might like it.
Well, they probably will. This is the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll have like at least 2.
Yeah, it's Warner Bros. Going to have like
hurt in my
50
ear.
more.
Exactly.
This is
But,
what I heard of.
I was about it. I loved the trailer.
Okay.
I didn't see the first one or the first trailer. I probably saw the first trailer, but I don't remember it.
It made me want to see the first one
Yes.
more than the first trailer.
The first,
I like Jude Law, so
Yeah.
like, I'm
he
kind
looks
of
so
to that.
comfortable as Dumbledore. Like it just
Does.
Yeah.
It just
looks
looks
natural.
like
He works very well as
Yeah,
Dumbledore.
bangs.
I think among the things of this trailer, that's what I'm most excited for is
Yeah.
Jude Law as
It's-
Dumbledore.
Yeah.
And also like some of the nostalgic images of the first Harry Potter series. Like
Yeah.
I like seeing those images kind of back.
I like Jude Law. He's going to be busy. He's showing up in the next Marvel movie after.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's showing up in Captain Marvel.
Oh shit! I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
he's probably going to play Marvel himself.
Oh, okay.
Which would be pretty cool.
Marvel.
So I didn't care for the first movie. I made fun of it a lot in the movie theater, but there's some unique stuff, some cool things that they're showing in this first trailer for the new movie that
I
I
hope
can
there's gonna be
get
like
behind.
a fuck ton of magic.
There's
Well,
probably
that's the
gonna
thing
be.
I like about this series a lot more, especially from this trailer. We get a more grown-up Harry Potter. Like,
Yeah.
like battle magic. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of
when
battle
we were
magic
younger,
and
it
shit.
was
Yeah.
like,
Like
oh, the
those-
nice, cute, adorable Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Those
But now
dark
we're like the
seeds,
grown-up,
you know?
like,
Yeah.
cool, badass Harry
Well, that's
Potter.
kind of like the way, from what I remember of the Harry Potter series, that it seemed like as they moved along, it
Yeah.
got more into
did.
that.
It got
Yeah,
dark around, like,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
right
as they
on
became more
Yeah, like
adultish,
into
you know, it
four,
got
yeah.
more kind of fucked up. People,
But
kids started to die.
I definitely like what Pete was saying there. Like it's more of an adult version of this.
The one thing that knocked the first movie for me was the main character Newt. For me, he was extremely unlikable. He was very bad at his job. He was kind of an asshole. But hopefully they kind of turn that around in the second movie where they make him more endearing for you to kind of just. You're supposed to see yourself in a character in it.
spin his loneliness into like
Yeah.
more.
That's also another thing I like about this movie is like you said that they dive more into the magic. That was kind of cool in the first one where they showed different things you
Yeah.
could do with magic, and also like Harry Potter was contained in like the London, England area. They didn't step out too far. The first movie takes place in New York.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
like he
yeah.
comes to New York. It takes place in New York, and now this one's going to take place in Paris. Which is cool. They jump around. They show the different wizarding cultures and the different languages for the cultures and whatnot. Awesome. And they're supposed to be making 5 of these.
Yeah.
So
I don't know half. Yeah.
yeah, they're gonna be making 5 of these
Dude, it's gonna be
fuckers.
like fucking Lord of the Rings, where they like
Pretty
go
much.
into like every different thing.
Basically,
Yeah,
it's
man.
the James Bond of Harry Potter.
Oh,
they're jumping
wow.
everywhere. So, Pete, what were you gonna say?
Back to the magic thing, it's just like there was a lot of like the reconstructions of like New York and stuff that they were doing. I was
Yeah.
like, where the hell was this during regular Harry? Like,
Yeah.
magic?
What year does this like?
Like
take place?
1930s.
I think it's after World War One, but
Yeah.
before World War Two. I'm pretty sure. I think it's the 20s.
So like the Great Depression era.
Like present day, more or less.
The books were the books were the 90s, but the movie started in like the early 2000s. And then
Yeah,
they never really like established.
I think it,
like
it literally started in 1999, 2000.
Yeah. So present day,
yeah.
So
like
this is like I think this is the 20s.
So this is like
20s,
no,
30s.
I think you're right. With
it's like 70 some odd years.
Yeah, it's 70 some odd years.
Which
You know,
would make
before
sense.
Dumbledore was the leader of Hogwarts and all that shit.
Even when watching, it kind of has that feel of like Roaring '20s. Feel.
Yeah. There's they have speakeasies in like the movie that they go around in. They're pretty cool.
I'm excited for my boy Dan Fogler.
Yeah, Dan Fogler is like the best part of the first movie.
Baby.
All right, so the next trailer we're gonna show is called Best Friends, and the R's in parentheses, so Best Fiends. But it's with Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero, the guys behind The Room. So let's get to it. Oh, this is the fucking Last of Us with this music.
Right?
It's just
Ooh, I like those lights.
trust me, friendship before money. Right.
It's very weird seeing Tommy Wiseau without sunglasses. That's like the one thing I picked up most.
One guy meet another.
He looks like a fucking goblin.
He
They have
does.
dream, but something changed.
What the fuck? It's like cowboy shootouts.
Yeah, really.
It's,
Holy
it's
shit.
just a really weird movie.
There he is.
Ah, there's the monster.
Yeah. Check.
Hi, Greg.
Looks like David Guetta.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. They're breaking it up into two parts.
God.
From what I've read, basically the plot behind this movie is it's inspired by the trip that Tommy Wiseau and Greg took before they made The Room, where they drove up the California coast. It's inspired by it.
He's just a fucking animal.
So, what do you guys think of the trailer?
All I can
I'd
say,
see it.
I don't know.
I'd watch
think
it.
I will.
I'm curious about it. I'm not gonna say I'm really into the trailer, but I'm kind of curious what they have going on. There are some neat shots, and then there are some really cheesy shots
You know what
in
it-
that trailer.
You know what it
Yeah.
makes me feel like? When I'm sitting there and, you know, maybe half drunk or half high or something, watching the movie just being like, what? As the scenes are going on, you're like, oh, what is going on? That kind of shit I like in movies, though. Cause,
I
like,
feel that way now. I'm so
exactly. You watch that.
I'm just
and
watching
it's
this, being like, "This is the weirdest thing I've seen. What is happening?"
I think because I like
don't
weird
understand
shit,
this
I would
at
wanna
all.
see it. I'd understand.
I will say
I'm not-
it has
Eric, you go.
Go.
it has better production value than The Room ever did.
Oh yeah.
Somehow,
It's
really not
100%.
hard.
the
to
Room
beat
had a
The
$20 million
It's still
budget,
Tommy. You never know.
Yeah.
but this isn't directed by Tommy.
No, it's not.
It's
No, no.
directed
Oh, yeah, that's true,
by
that's
some
true.
other dude.
Justin McGregor.
Yeah,
I'm still not.
Yeah.
I'm not about.
Justin
I
McGregor.
have like a very shitty tolerance for like anything that's like not a great movie.
that's,
like
that's perfectly understandable.
fuck you. I don't know.
I'm curious to see how it develops. They haven't won
Yeah,
me over, but
I'm
I'm
curious.
I need more
there's-
trailers.
There's
I
a
need more trailers,
curiosity.
yeah.
I think if
Yeah.
the movie's good, I'll see it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's
Yeah,
good,
like-
yeah.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. Is like nowadays trailers are hard to judge, and it's definitely that word. Because like, example, Blockers. Like
Yeah.
we thought it looked like shit, but apparently
yeah,
at Sundance
yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
loves
Really?
it.
South by
Oh,
Southwest.
dude, I
Blockers.
want to see.
never heard
Blockers.
of
Those trailers look like shit for
I
me for that
love
movie. I
those
fucking
trailers.
hate those.
Dude,
trailers.
it's John Cena doing a fucking butt
no.
shot.
He's doing the butt chug wrong.
The reason I
Yes.
thought I wanted
doing
to
it.
see it was because I knew it would be stupid.
That's fair.
I
Yeah.
saw it and I was like, oh my god, that's a perfect funny movie.
No, that's
Like,
perfectly fair. There are some
if you
bad
get
movies to
nothing
enjoy.
out of it, you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, I did it to myself.
But apparently the movie's really good, which he told me that and it blew my fucking mind, and I'm mad.
John Cena's holding up
Those
a
are the
pair of
best
pennies.
movies.
I know.
That are his
And
daughters.
another example of that, the trailers for Game Night didn't do anything for me. It looked extremely generic. And then the movie came out, and I actually liked Game Night.
You saw
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, Game
Yeah,
Night was
it was
actually
actually
enjoyable.
really good.
I heard it was actually.
It was kind of funny. It was dark.
That
it
was
was,
one
it was
of-
funny. So who knows? Maybe we'll get something out of this. Maybe we won't. I have nothing to
It'll be
say.
Tommy's first good movie.
What do you mean? The Room was fabulous.
All right, so now,
Fair enough.
now we're gonna show the final trailer for Ready Player One. This is like the only trailer that has really like brought me into this movie.
Yeah,
The
I have
movie
not
comes out
heard.
in like 2 weeks.
What's weird is I had not heard anything about this trailer.
Yeah, it's
I'm
it's
so
cool.
excited for this movie.
A hidden keep, a leap not taken. Retrace your steps, escape your past, and the key will be yours at last.
It's like Moana.
It's like Avatar.
Barrel,
A
bro.
whole
It's
virtual
like the good
universe.
version of Valerian.
You can do anything. Be anyone. The Oasis was created by James Halliday, and what he left behind changed everything. A contest. The first to finish gets complete control of the Oasis.
My boy.
Which means
Ben Mendelsohn.
complete
He's great.
control.
Deploy the garrison.
Yeah.
He's always great.
No. Probably Quinn shows
There
up
are
later,
a
though.
fuck ton of like references.
Yeah, and like just regular
Yo,
21st
well,
this one
century
doesn't
shit.
really
too.
have it.
Yeah,
I
Laura
keep
Croft
forgetting
is
the.
hanging out in the background.
Yeah.
I keep
This
forgetting the
trailer
fact that
doesn't
the
have
actress
as
from
many of the references,
Thoroughbreds.
but
Yeah.
Like the first one
the
had
first one I think they had
Iron
like
Giant.
That shit's
This
cool.
was
has
all
like that.
80s references. Yeah.
they said there was like one reference like every 2 seconds.
Yeah, it had
Oh,
the,
T-Rex, nice.
had the 18.
Spielberg, dog.
So this is based off of books, right?
Yeah.
They
It's
wrote
a
books
book
about
by
this.
Ernest Cline. The biggest thing with the book though,
There's
in
a
There he
giant.
is.
yeah,
I'm excited.
I'll wait for you from the finish line. McFly.
That was weird.
Whoa, what?
that's her logging off.
Yeah, she took the VR headset off.
I just want to say,
Dude, you know I'd be that guy.
I just want to say, if I can talk real quick.
Sure.
I just want to say, I loved that orchestral "Take on Me" song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
No,
I
it's,
love
yeah.
that.
it's
fucking awesome.
this is the one trailer that like pulled me in, and it's 2 weeks before the movie comes out, where it's like, yeah, okay, you know what? I'll watch this. This looks entertaining.
Dude, I
So-
love the music that
Yeah.
has accompanied all the trailers for this. I've loved
It's been
the
good
The
soundtrack.
music.
one thing I am worried about the movie though is I get the vibe that they're not actually gonna have a lot of the '80s music in the actual movie, and it'll be
Yeah.
mostly score. And I think this is just such a nostalgia
think-
fest that like you gotta.
It depends how serious they take themselves.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
They'll
the-
like, do you think they'll Westworld it and like do an orchestra of 80s?
They could.
they could,
possible,
which I'd be okay with.
The movie premiered at South by
That did-
Southwest
did
last
work.
weekend. I haven't
Yeah,
heard
it did
anything
work.
about
So
that
I
stuff, but
have.
people are liking the movie a lot.
So
which is,
what-
they're good. They're saying it's just pure popcorn Spielberg movie, which is fine.
But that's the whole
that's
thing.
what
If
you
you're
want from
looking at
Spielberg.
these trailers, you're not going to see this movie unless you want all that nostalgia.
Right.
Pretty
Like,
much,
that's
yeah.
why you go see this. So
There's a lot of everything in this movie that you can pull someone in with. They got video game characters. They got
Yep.
movie references. They
Yep.
got fucking
Comics,
music from the 80s and
TV.
comics and all that shit. Tracer and fucking Chun-Li.
Yeah, right.
And then in another shot, they got the Battletoads
yeah.
in there. And a Gundam. There's a Gundam in the movie, which is... I'm going to nut when I see that Gundam on screen.
You know what I
I love
at
that
this-
shit.
I look at this like. Have you guys seen Wreck-It Ralph?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that for adults.
Basically.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you see
And I'm
like all
totally
these
okay with it.
game characters and all these movie characters in one place, and you're like, if
So
it has
true.
a really good storyline, like
Yeah.
if it follows the
so-
books at least. Like I've heard a little bit about the books.
The thing with the books, some people are like,
Yeah.
Well, because
Yeah, I
the-
know, I've
the-
heard
It
that.
takes some liberties
material,
from the books.
it really doesn't.
I know one
Like
thing.
they need to for this movie
Yeah,
to
I've-
actually be good.
I've heard
because
a lot of people say the book's just not great.
It's
like, the
not
book's
like
just very
a lot
average.
of people
Yeah,
just
that's what I've heard
It's,
too.
Yeah.
it has the nostalgia, but it's also kind of very social commentary. And
Yeah.
kind of like very different from what we're apparently going to be getting, and it's kind of. Frankly, Spielberg was the only person that could do this because he's the one that created most of this nostalgia.
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
Which was one of the big reasons why I was excited for this movie. But it's kind of like the book is very.
Yeah, I've heard very split things about the book.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot of the problems
yeah.
with the book are actually fixed with the movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What
And I
I've-
think that's because of Spielberg.
What
Yeah.
I've
Yes.
heard is that like from people who like saw it and weren't spoiling it, it was like they follow it where they have to do like quest lines,
Which,
and they
yeah.
follow like to the book one quest line, and then the other two were
Like a challenge?
off of it, but they're not like
Yeah.
exactly what it was in the book.
Okay.
So they're trying to make it better because they knew the book wasn't
Suppose
the
it was,
greatest
like-
thing in the world.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking if they could create that feeling for me, and then I'm watching it like fucking freaking out, and then I see the Iron Giant in the background, I'm like, yo, that's cool.
Yeah.
Back to the story. Like,
Yeah.
that'll be the perfect.
I get that
kind of
reference.
Yeah.
Like Chucky shows up in one of like the battles they show in one of the trailers. Like apparently there's like an iconic horror scene in the movie, but they changed it up with one of the characters. It's not a character who you expect.
Okay.
So like there's a moment where they go, "Oh, cool, that's actually really neat." Now back to the movie.
Right. That's
There's
what I
moments like that. Yeah.
I don't want it to drag.
Yeah,
That kind of shit.
they're saying like a lot of the references don't take you out of the movie. They kind of
they
enhance a lot of the
yeah,
scenes. You're like,
that's what I'm
oh,
hoping.
that's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
Like,
Now
it's
let me
part
focus
of the
back on the movie.
Oasis.
Yeah,
Because you don't want it to take away from the natural storyline.
yeah. Because
What-
like from that bar scene they show in the trailer. Sorry for cutting you
No,
off,
no,
but
you're
like
good.
they have like Tomb Raiders in a corner, Harley Quinn's in a corner. They have one of the guys from Street Fighter in the other
Yeah.
corner. They have just a bunch of different characters like that. So yeah, there is everything for everyone there, which is it's kind of neat. It's that in and itself can be a message about inclusivity and whatnot, but there's still some cool shit going on in there.
The one thing
excited now.
I'm interested in seeing in terms of that was obviously a key part of the book, which was about the main character and what his life is like. I'm very interested to see if they go into it because like it's a very his life is like very
life sucks.
very dark.
Yeah.
Like
His
his
life
oasis, like the whole setup that he has is like ancient that he put together after like his mom's death, and he was sitting on like because he lives with his aunt who's always gone, and like he goes, yeah. But like it's kind of one of those things where he's always freezing his butt off because he has no heat. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like I want to see because I don't know if Spielberg will go that route, but like there's a lot of dark stuff
Yeah.
with this
His
that I
life
want to
sucks.
see
And that's important.
what they do because it's very
'cause
important, but it's also
It
like
motivates
this is,
his
If they
character and
spend
why he
too
wants
much
to
time
do
on
that.
it, then
Well,
people aren't going.
I'm afraid they won't spend
They're going to think
any
it's boring.
time on it.
That's what I'm hoping they, even if it is the first 20 minutes of the movie.
That's fine.
Just
Yeah,
them
that's
explain
just-
how
yeah.
shitty it is.
That's
and
good
he
setup.
wants to get away from
Yeah,
it.
I feel like they would
exactly.
have to
Yeah,
because
'cause
otherwise
they-
there
well,
wouldn't
but
be
the whole
like.
have
is
to,
that
'cause
it would
that's-
really down the movie.
No, it wouldn't down the movie. That would bring it like back to real life. Because otherwise, like, look what we talked about so far. It's all nostalgic references, and you're like, oh, that's so cool. Oh, this is so cool. But you gotta, something's gotta bring it back down.
You gotta ground it a little
look,
bit.
Adult life, like life sucks.
Yeah, he's
Well,
an
what I
orphan. His
get
life
from, like,
sucks.
Yeah.
So people's lives are rough.
You also
so this
have
is
to
a
think
rough
about-
life.
Yeah.
What I think
his
the grounding
nostalgia.
comes from is the Ben Mendelsohn side of things.
True.
That's why
It's
I'm like I'm wondering if they will because I think he'll be the driving force of it's reality,
Yeah.
but less about.
Exactly.
This also makes you think of the reason why we watch movies in the first place is because our real lives are rough,
It's
so we
escapism.
want to escape from reality.
100%.
Any form of entertainment is a form of
And
escapism, and this is the ultimate form of it.
And
Exactly.
that's the escapism we get because we already have VR.
Yes.
Where we can relate to this.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I would get it if you get home from work and you fucking hate your life.
Yeah.
You want to go to somewhere.
That's
else.
definitely why this is coming out now because of like the whole VR like that.
Oh yeah, they're
I would
capitalizing
actually-
And we're in the
hard.
whole nostalgia craze right
They're
now.
capitalizing
Exactly.
hard.
Imagine
Yeah.
if this movie came out in like 5 years when you can actually like go to theaters with VR.
Yeah, they're
and
starting to
watch
do that.
This
Yeah.
movie with a VR.
There are
helmet
some
on would
theaters
be
that are doing like
insane.
VR experiences before you go into a movie. Like you could put a headset on and like
They're
try
passing
something
out
and
VR
do
like
that.
fucking 3
Yeah.
hours.
I think they did that with Dunkirk.
They did, and they did that with
movie would be
Transformers as
amazing.
well.
You get to eat stuff and smell.
I agree.
They have something. They have something like that.
No.
They have something like that.
Yeah, it's called 4D.
Yeah, it's called 4D. It's they put you
Oh,
in a
I
little
did hear
box
about
when you
this.
watch a movie, and they can shake it around and play different
And
sounds.
where
and
is
Yeah,
that
they had a
game?
SpongeBob
It's at
ride.
certain- yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
listen, Byked
It's at certain
Entertainment is
theaters.
going to be the first
No, we're
inventors
not.
to record smell.
No, we're not.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Ubisoft has done that already.
No, we're not.
Audio.
Ubisoft has done that already
gonna
with
be
the new
Thomas
South
Ball
Park
set.
game.
We're going to make it like Thomas Edison style. We're going to be able to manufacture it. And
You
sell
mean
it.
DIY
Thomas
it?
Edison stole everything.
That's what I'm saying.
So we're gonna steal it.
Nikola Tesla 2020. Let's go.
Oh, my home dog.
So this is the one movie now we've talked about the most, which it kind of tells you something because we've talked about this movie like privately,
Dude, I'll
and we
watch
never
the
really said
fuck
anything
out of
about it.
No.
But now after
Well,
this trailer,
Pete
Well,
Pete
Eric
has,
and I have, and
like-
not really Dom because Dom hasn't really been sold.
I haven't-
on
I
this
wasn't on
movie.
board
I've
until
only
now.
seen one trailer, so seeing this one, I was like, oh, dude, yep, I'm about it.
This is my favorite.
2 weeks before the movie comes
This
out.
is my favorite
It's
trailer
very
because
funny.
Yeah,
it
well,
actually
that's
gave
the
us
thing.
direction
Yeah, I'm like,
into where the movie's going.
Yeah.
Which is why I liked it.
So I hate to cut it short, but let's move on to the.
So
the
we can
last
talk,
video.
like,
Ed, do you wanna
forever
say
about the
something?
next one?
On to the next one. It's,
Yes.
It's kind of translating.
Let's-
It's kind of like when the Avengers meet fucking Protectors of the Galaxy.
Guardians.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
Yeah,
so
Protectors
ready
of the
to talk for
Galaxy,
like
you
an
know?
Great
hour.
segue.
to wipe out half the universe. If he gets all the Infinity Stones, he can do it with the snap of his fingers. Just like that.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
Daddy.
Oh god, this is so cool.
We got one advantage. He's coming to us.
What?
We have what Thanos wants. So that's what we'll use.
Dude, the beard. I'm loving it.
I love it.
I'm loving it.
About it.
Let's talk about this plan of yours. I think it's good, except it sucks. So let me do the plan, and that way it might be really good. Wow.
This is terrific.
Which is the only thing you could say about that.
I fucking
wow.
love him. I really do.
The end is near. I'm done. Half of humanity will still exist. Perfectly balanced. As all things should be. And I hope they remember you.
I just came.
Yo! I know.
Just wait.
It's not done yet.
Am I gonna come again?
I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you're using your made-up names. Then I am Spider-Man.
Get wrecked.
Nice.
I just want to start this off by saying Josh Brolin must be like, fucking finally! I've been waiting 8 years here!
Dude, that last little bit with Captain America almost.
I mean, look how
So
fucking.
I have some
that
theories
also
about
puts in
that.
perspective
you
how
wanna say
big
something good
Thanos
here.
is.
I will
Look
say-
at those hands.
I know.
I just saw Doctor Strange last night too, so I was
Fantastic.
really happy I saw
Yeah, right?
that before I saw the
Fantastic.
trailer.
I'm still glad it's a running joke where he says, "Oh, my name's Doctor Strange," and everyone's like, "That's a fake fucking name. That's my real name, guys."
It's
a good movie.
It's a very nice
I'm
movie.
probably gonna watch
is.
it like
Dude, you
tonight.
got
It's on Netflix. It's a good movie.
It is.
Dude,
I am excited.
Oh yeah. The movie's got everything that you wanted with
So
this
dope.
trailer. You know, they got the heroes interacting. They got Thanos being a big giant purple prison escape dude. He
Thanos
looks like-
finally being in a
looks like a
movie.
yeah, Thanos
Yeah.
is looking like a motherfucker who broke out of prison. Look at that man.
Oh, yeah.
He's thick.
Dude, he's been beefing.
What?
He's been beefing for
So
years.
now Josh Brolin is in 2 Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes,
he's
in this one and the next
He's no, he's in this. No, but he's also
Oh, yeah.
Cable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Cable.
Oh,
Deadpool.
yeah.
Which is
What
kind
the
of
fuck is up with
interesting.
that?
I don't know.
I forget how
So,
they got away with that.
are
I think it's
they
because they're 2 separate characters.
Never gonna.
No.
Well, because
Cross
Deadpool's
over?
like not fully.
Deadpool's like more
That-
Fox.
Yeah, well, he's
Deadpool
Fox
is
property.
Fox.
He's Fox. He's a
Yeah,
Fox.
but-
property.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
X-Men.
yeah, the
But
X-Men. Yeah,
since
yeah.
And they're
since
not
that
cross-
That's why
Disney
they couldn't.
since Disney's in the process of owning Fox, what's probably going to happen is, I mean, Bob Iger said they're not going to fuck with Deadpool when they
No.
when
Yeah.
the Fox
Leave
property
it.
comes over. So that'll be interesting. But I mean, I'm sure Thanos is going to get killed at the end of the second Avengers movie anyway.
Yeah.
So that they
I
don't
mean,
know
I mean,
where
if
they'll
he
go.
doesn't,
Bro,
it's gonna be a
This
very like.
fucking movie, man.
But
this movie.
Plus, that would also make for a fun gag within the movie,
Yeah,
breaking the
I'm-
4th wall.
Deadpool would
Yeah.
would call that shit out.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw you somewhere else.
Maybe that's why they did it, because they knew the deal was
That
coming.
would be too funny.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But there's a
Yeah, you
lot
ever
to
take
like.
over any universes?
There's a lot to dissect in that trailer. Like
There
even the
is.
shot with Captain America, where like Cap's like holding on to those 2 giant fucking Lincoln log fingers.
Yeah, and he's just looking
and he's
at
just
him
like this,
huh.
and Captain America's struggling with his life.
He's like,
and,
"Oh,
and
you're
Thanos is
trying?"
like, this is nothing.
So about that, this is something I've watched this trailer a lot. I'm
Hit me.
really dissecting the hell out of this, but I'm pretty sure that whole scene where it first went to Tony, then went to Captain. The Tony side might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure those are actually the death scenes.
They probably
we were.
could be.
It was very open. Like Chris Evans has been wanting to die for like
You
a
shut your
long
fucking
time.
mouth. Don't you ever
His
fucking
contract's
talk
up.
to
He
me
wants
that
to
way.
do
Yeah,
something else.
so I
You
think
should
that's
cut the
why
shit.
it's. I think that might
Pay
actually
attention.
be the moment where he actually.
I mean,
they kill
Iron Man
him
could
off.
probably die there.
I also
They're gonna be
heard-
killing bitches in this
They
one.
gotta
Oh,
kill
yeah.
him.
They're no,
Well, so
they're
they-
going to
no,
be killing
There's
bitches.
gotta be at least
They
one
have
death.
They are.
Oh,
They're, they're
at
gonna be
least
killing.
two.
They're gonna be killing more than
If
one.
they don't,
I'm not gonna lie, I will cry.
there's like
everyone will.
There's 70 main characters in this
I thought it was
movie.
about 50.
Well, they like combined with like
if they don't
the
kill
secondary
someone
characters.
important,
Well, no, Chris
I'll hate
Evans
it.
is
I don't
pretty
care
much
what it is.
They're all
the,
dead.
the modern day captain is all but confirmed to like die in this because if you follow the stuff in the Avengers 4, it's a different suit. So
Well,
there's a lot of
they could
time travel.
Yeah,
aspects.
they probably go back in time to fix everything.
Yeah.
Because you kind of have to. But I mean, and also the Wakanda stuff, like when he's fighting Thanos, that's at the end of the movie. So
Yeah.
it also shows you that he doesn't have every stone by the end of the movie. So they're probably going to save that shit for the next one. Or who knows, in the last 10 minutes, he could get it all, and then the movie's just going to end on a snap.
Yeah.
Where are the stones though? So we
oh,
have.
Well, Thanos has the purple stone from Guardians, which is on that planet, and then he's got the Tesseract, which is in Thor Ragnarok.
Then Strange has one,
Wait, so he
Vision has
takes it
one.
from-
Vision has one.
Loki has it
And
at
then
the
the
end of...
fifth
from,
one is no
what was
one
that
knows
planet?
where it is.
Fucking Nova.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of-
he probably goes up to Nova Prime and takes
Takes
it
that.
blows up the planet.
Yeah.
And then spoilers for Thor Ragnarok, who hasn't seen it.
I
I
haven't
haven't
seen
actually.
it, so it's fine.
But that's fine. I don't. It's fine.
Well, there's a point
I
in the
honestly
movie
don't
where,
care.
where a character gets the Tesseract in Thor Ragnarok, and as we saw with Loki and the Black Order, which are Thanos' kids,
Yeah.
which is that shot of Doctor Strange getting needles in his head from that other guy. That's a torture scene from the comics, which could show something, because in the comics, that guy has psychic powers, and he uses those needles on Doctor Strange and causes Doctor Strange to betray the Avengers to find out the locations of the other stones. So that could happen. Yeah.
Also, so just to answer, so the Vision has one.
Has one in his
Strange
head.
He has one.
Doctor
And then
Strange
the
has
fifth
one,
one
here.
is the biggest like question.
We don't
No
know
one-
where that one is.
but
That's the orange one.
The
You-
most.
It's probably Wakanda.
That's well. So what they're thinking is the actual stone is what became Viper.
Yeah, because in like the beginning of Black Panther, they say a meteorite crashed into
Yeah.
Wakanda and gave birth to that. So it probably could be the meteorite.
inside of it. and
Yeah,
what
it could be the
caused-
meteorite.
Because they
says that's why they're
started with
on
the
Wakanda,
meteor.
and that's why they're fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably an Infinity Stone.
But
Yeah.
but my guess is too the heroes probably don't know that there's an Infinity Stone
No,
in
they
Wakanda,
don't.
but they think Thanos is going to go after Vision for his head,
Yeah.
and maybe Doctor Strange wherever he is.
It would make
Well,
sense
don't
that they're
they-
protecting it at the end.
In
of the
the
movie.
in the first trailer, isn't like he already like going after Visions like?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that,
think-
that
yeah.
I've seen set photos for that. That takes place in like London, England,
Yeah.
and then that's why in the trailer you saw a spear get thrown at Cap and he catches it. That's him fighting one of the Black Order children. Her name's Proxima Midnight.
Approximately midnight.
Yeah, Proxima Midnight,
Sure.
Ebony Maw, and there's a bunch of other.
I'm learning
fucking
so
dudes.
much today.
There's, I mean, there's the one shot in the trailer with like all his kids. There's
Yeah.
a giant fucking dude and three other people.
Yeah.
So those are his like Black Death Squad, basically. That's like his Black Ops team.
Also, the
No,
fucking
please,
music
go on.
for this.
Yeah.
I know I've been harping on like the music of
Oh,
things
yeah.
all day.
Music makes
it's
it.
so epic.
It fucks you up.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
makes your balls tingle.
It's the
Yes.
Avengers theme that you're like,
It
yeah,
gives me-
okay.
You're just like
It gave me chills.
Yeah.
It's like this epic.
People
Oh, yeah.
usually complain that Marvel's music isn't memorable, which is true to a
Colossal
fault.
music.
But
Because
it's
they
the fucking
try to.
Avengers theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Avengers
Yeah.
theme that everyone remembers. Like at the end of this trailer in the top right corner, they play the Avengers theme at the end when the title comes
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, all right, that's the one theme everyone's going to know is the Avengers.
Like everybody always like the way it does it in this, like when you think in your head of like something colossal. Like you think of this like music playing, it's fucking colossal music. Oh, sorry, but yeah, sorry. That's what I had to say.
But yeah,
You
I mean,
fucking-
this movie looks like it's gonna get broken down into
Yeah.
two things. You're gonna have the Avengers in space with Doctor Strange, Star-Lord, on Iron Man and Spider-Man, and then some of them are gonna go back down to Earth.
So I was reading something about this that Civil War is going to very much still carry over.
It has to.
Well,
it's
in the
only been
sense-
4 years.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
no,
I can't
but in
wait
the
for the
sense,
gossip.
in the sense of like you'll still feel the divide in the sense. So I think they're actually splitting the
course.
movie
Yeah.
more or less in two.
Yeah.
So that like the first whole half is Tony in North America / space.
Yeah, they
But
go
they'll
to
still
space.
kind of show some. It'll be kind of like concurrent timelines more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
Where like Cap and they'll all still be in
Yeah.
Wakanda.
So my guess is probably what's going to happen is Thanos is going to be up because I think that planet they said on, I think he's on the moon Titan
Yeah.
by Saturn. He's on his
Yes,
home
yes,
planet.
Oh, dude, one day we'll colonize it.
Yeah.
we will.
So he's on his home planet, and that's
find
when they
life
go
there.
up to fight him. And then we know he actually goes down to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of them probably gonna get fucked up in space. They're gonna kidnap Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
torture him, find out where they are, and then go down to Earth
No,
and fuck
like
them
this
up.
is and even off of that, I remember in the one
They're gonna
scene
get
when
fucked up.
Spider-Man
when
could
Gamora-
die up there too. He's a 16-year-old kid. There's the one
I've never
shot
been this high up
in the
before.
first trailer where they take him and they
too
just
young.
body
Yeah.
slam
Yeah,
him.
he's like,
He's probably gonna die. And then like in the one shot in the first trailer where Tony just looks upset, Spider-Man probably got fucking killed or something close.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
You're probably right.
Spider-Man probably got killed. He's 16 years old.
Going off of that, sorry, just real quick.
I just have a question. That's all.
So going off of that, it seems like very much that when I don't know, maybe I had this, but when Gamora says his name, Thanos and all that, I had a very much kind of like old Tony Stark feel of, all right, let's just go F the plan, go take it to him.
Yeah, go fuck him up. So he's fine.
What I think is instead, because we have seen the progression of Tony, it'll actually be Peter Parker that kind of just jumps the gun, and instead of actually waiting for him, he's the one that just goes up and Tony goes after, and that's when they run into Thor and all of the Guardians.
Yeah, and then Thor, then they'll probably run down there.
Yeah. But please, Ed, what were you saying?
Oh no, my question was, how many movies are they gonna make after this?
Well, I mean,
6 confirmed.
Well, 20. They have 20 planned. What? They have 20 planned after this, but
is it only 6 through 2020?
Yeah, it's only 6 movies through 2020.
Okay,
but they have 20 ideas, but only 6 written on paper now for when they're coming out.
If they kill off 3 main characters, that's a lot of story they're taking off.
Yes, but that's why they're introducing all those new characters.
But that's what I was thinking.
Because you still have Doctor Strange, you still have Spider-Man, Ant-Man, Black Panther now. He'll be probably the leader of all this. You know, he's $1 billion movie now.
Like, we think, you guys said Cap might die.
Cap is definitely
dying.
That would be a good way to end his arc.
Spider-Man could, because he's a fucking troublemaker.
Yeah.
I don't think he will, because he already has his second movie confirmed.
If the fourth movie, well, apparently his second movie takes place literally 5 minutes after the fourth Avengers movie. It's like right after.
Okay.
So we've kind of pieced together that the fourth movie might have to do with time travel.
There's
there was a lot of about that. Like, so some people die, and then some people go back.
Steve's kind of the main
because
one.
we have not seen Hawkeye, and we have not seen Ant-Man in anything for these movies yet. And set photos for the fourth Avengers movie, Ant-Man is wearing his modern day costume with a little thing on his hand, which you could imply time travel because he's running around with Captain America from the first Avengers movie.
Well, this is my problem is I don't want to spoil anything for Jay, but like, that's the one part that pissed me off about Doctor Strange was like the ending part.
Oh yeah,
the ending fight.
I really don't care.
Oh yeah,
I do.
The freezing
I don't want to
time
spoil
thing.
it for you. That's why.
It's like I just spoiled it.
They rewind time.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're just like at the end of that,
Agamotto to control.
You're like,
time.
why don't you just fucking use that all the time?
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things.
But they explain at the end of the movie where they say that causes splinters in time, which kind of veers off from everything, and you can cause paradoxes and shit. So then
the bad guys don't give a shit.
So like if Doctor Strange gets taken out, Ant-Man might just fucking take that time stone and be like, all right, we gotta get the fuck out of here. And Ant-Man's a wild card, so we're just gonna fuck with the timeline and we're gonna fix it.
So
and that could be a good way to also introduce the characters that they're going to get if the Fox thing comes through.
It just spawns like 5
exactly.
more.
So you spawn a different timeline and everything gets
fucked up.
Flashpoint
space.
It's gonna get too.
I'm gonna be like,
Well, do I dare tell him about Star Wars then?
Shut up.
For another time.
Save it. We'll save that for later. So actually, I have a question. I don't know if you guys had heard, but the Russos kind of got in a little bit of heated water because they may have revealed something, which was that they were asked who had the coolest costume on set.
Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah. So, but they're also, but in the whole thing, they were also like, I guess they had a lawyer. They're like, is this official? Are we allowed to say this?
It was the publicist that wasn't there, and they just said, fuck it. I think she's in the third movie.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. Yeah. That's what I'm kind of.
I heard about that.
I wanted to say, what do you guys think are the chances that they actually used? Because they probably shot scenes with her.
She was down there.
Yeah, but what do you think the chances of her actually being in it?
My guess is she might pop in when they're in space doing their thing, but it's a good way to introduce her, like what they did with Black Panther and Civil War and Spider-Man, because her movie is the second movie after Infinity War. It goes Infinity War, Ant-Man 2, and then Captain Marvel in February. And then right after Captain Marvel is Avengers 4. So she can pop in at the end and be like, I'm here to help. Oh shit, what happened? And then the movie ends. Yeah.
What originally I thought, because it goes into the whole time travel thing, was I guess maybe in Infinity War we'll see the beginning of the time travel, because they say that her movie is quote unquote not directly connected.
It's in the 90s.
Because it's in the 90s. So what I'm wondering is, I theorize is that they're time traveling to the 90s,
right?
Which would make sense with how they actually involve her.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that would be the way that they get her into this.
Oh, his has to die. That'd be the way to end his arc, right? Because he's afraid of always throwing himself in because he's fucked up a lot of things. He caused Ultron.
Yeah.
He fucked things up in Civil War.
Yeah, but like he's like
but he already tried to sacrifice himself.
I feel like he was the
that was a good step for him, but then he fucked things up and then he saw the vision of his friends dying in Avengers 2. And that was his fault.
That's gonna suck because he was like Iron Man was like the first like Marvel movie that like started the whole
and he's the original character.
Yeah,
he started.
Yeah, he's like the whole deal. Like 2007 Iron Man came out.
2008.
Sorry.
Whatever.
8 came out and it was start the
10 years.
Start the shit. So he's like the guy.
So I think it's fair to say that we're all pretty pumped for this movie. It's kind of hard not to be. Even if you're like a casual fan,
you gotta see it.
Yeah, this is a lot. There's a lot of moving parts to this, and they said they're gonna try to pay off every like hanging plot thread they had in all these movies.
They're gonna. I don't
oh my God. It's a 2.5 hour movie. They're gonna pay off a lot of the
2.5 hours.
They're gonna need
that's not that bad though.
They're gonna need 4 hours.
That's my point.
Well, that's why it's gonna be 2 movies.
True.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's why it's gonna be Infinity War and then probably whatever the second one's gonna be.
Previously known as Infinity War Part 2.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Justice League Part 2. So today was a pretty good trailer day.
I'd agree.
Today was a pretty good trailer day. We had some good trailers.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited for most of them. Tommy Wiseau can eat my ass, but other than that,
that's.
We had some good ones.
I'm gonna see pretty much all the other ones except that.
So I can't wait for next week to be a letdown for trailers because you can't beat this.
Yeah, next week's episode will just be like, there's nothing exciting. See ya.
See you guys. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. You all had some really good commentary this week. I liked all your insight on your opinions on this.
No, thank you.
It was all me. It's okay.
No. This was definitely a good one.
It was a good week.
No, I know.
We had some very engaging stuff. So stick forward to the next one, and remember, be good people.
Subscribe.
Jason hates all of you.